Hello, and welcome to episode 8. Today we're starting off with a montage of another write I filmed between episodes so I can tell you about the AV rabbit hole I went down to fix my audio. Hopefully you can hear a drastic difference between the last episode and this one. It all started because I thought I didn't have enough RAM, so I doubled it, and oh, I wish that were the problem. Among other things, one sound problem I could not fix in post was the audio clipping caused by mismatched sample rates. Basically, my recording software OBS really hates my microphone and was convinced that it's recording at a different frequency than every other bit of recording software and hardware in my laptop. I asked Reddit, I asked the OBS forum, I asked the OBS Discord, I scoured the internet and YouTube for a solution that I could not find one, and I wasted an entire Saturday looking for a fix. At this point, I was about to resort to either a new microphone, and mine is not actually broken, or to record my audio separately from the video and sync them in editing, one clip at a time, and then I fixed it. I now also have my mic sitting in an etho box to help me abate the noise from my keyboard clicks, and while I'd love to have this fixed from the get-go for the first 7 episodes, I'm proud to show the evolution of my knowledge of the content production and all its flaws, and because if I can do this, and you're sitting there wishing you could do this, you can. All you need is conviction and a little bit of stubbornness and ingenuity, and there's enough room for all of us. So enjoy the last of my netherite hunt. I got a whole 25, and enjoy the rest of the episode. Okay, so we got our netherite, and we have some armor and tools that need some love, and I should have a few bits of netherite left over. Well, one bit. I collected 25. I collected just enough to do what I need and hopefully never need to mine it again. I have enough diamonds, or I have almost enough diamonds. I'm too short, I think. So I'll have to go mining for those, but that's not a problem. But after that, just look around here. I haven't done any updates to the land here since I built those farms, and instead of something like grind heavy this episode, like it has been for the past few, I'd like to work on prettying up the base, maybe? It's a whole lot of like ugly gray stone and gravel, and I knew that when I picked it for the clear line of sight and lack of trees I had to chop. Everything except the house I built for function, not flair, and I may even make some updates to the house block palette. We'll see, I might not get to it. But these 2 sugarcane farms aren't performing at the efficiency I'd like them to. I need to AFK practically overnight to get anything, and it's almost faster to like manually get the bit I have over there on the shoreline. So while I will have to rebuild the farm to maintain my rocket ingredient supply, I'm thinking about maybe a lighthouse in their place. I like building lighthouses. Lighthouses are fun. I think I'd also replace these animal farms, not sure how on that yet, and we're definitely doing some terraforming. You can see the most I've done so far is like awkwardly bone meal some moss blocks, and I add those slabs around solely so I didn't have to jump into my crops, and that's not great. I can do better. But I'd also like to see about fixing this sad little dock here, and maybe making a boardwalk that wraps around here to like in front of where the lighthouse will go. Maybe add some little boats in the water, or some interconnectivity through these waterways with the other islands. I'm not sure yet. Definitely not all of that this episode, but that's the general idea to fix up the base. I'd also like some smaller buildings, like maybe a storage shed for the excess of blocks I collect, like netherrack or dirt that are just taking up space in my shulkers, or my shulkers and my chest in the house. So yeah, that's the plan. Upgrade the tools, fix up the base, make it greener, and add some more buildings. That's 6, 8, 11, 12, and 13. Ooh, more. And this should be all that I need. Okay. We are back with all of our diamonds, and we just need to duplicate these armor trims, so we have enough for all of our tools and all of our armor. And then we also need to smelt up all of that ancient debris, which we're going to do right after I finish duplicating. Alright, that's the last of it, and I have 1 souvenir spare. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but we gotta make our netherite, combine it with the gold, and I'm out of gold. Oh, wait. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, that should be enough for all of that. And let's do the helmet. Cool. Yay. And then the chest plate. Wait. I haven't made enough. I need to make one more. One more just in case anything happens to my tools. I want to have just a spare, so never have to go back to a bastion. Okay, and there's the boots. And there we go. There's the achievement. We just need to do the axe and the shovel. And then we'll be done with all of this netherite nonsense. Hopefully for forever. And shovel. Alright, let's put all this on. Yeah! Look at that. We finally got full netherite. So I realized that even though I have like all these netherite upgrades, I don't have mending on everything, especially my new axe and my shovel. And my mending librarian is 6,000 blocks away in that desert village, and I don't ever want to have to go back there. So what I'm going to do is fly around closer to here in a different direction and see if I can find a better village and just level that one up. And here we go. Oh, it's in a plains biome. There's trees everywhere and it's huge. This is going to be great. Okay, so you've already seen me level up a village once. I don't think you want to see me do it again, so I'm going to do that and then come back when I'm done. Oh, finally. That took forever. Not as bad as the desert village. It did take a while, but I finally have mending. And it's okay that it costs a lot because I have a ton of emeralds, and this is what my new setup looks like. Not very pretty, but it works. And I got lucky with there's some stonemasons in there who accept clay, stone, granite, and diorite, which I had a lot of, so it was easy to level those guys up and make some good emeralds. So we are on our way home, and I think it's about like a 2-3 minute flight. Like, it's not that bad, way easier than going all the way back to the desert. So I'm gonna add mending onto all my tools that need it, and do some grinding for like the trees that I need, the stone, and all these other resources so I can do my lighthouse. Maybe fix up my house and do some terraforming. I would like to at least get a plan or like a skeleton out for the dock and see what else we can get up to in this episode. So after that, I ended up with all this. Got plenty of birch, plenty of oak, plenty of spruce, a little bit of mangrove, one bit of jungle, and the mangrove roots. I don't think I'm going to do anything with this, but it's nice to have it anyway. And we're still waiting on some of these to despawn. This episode has been filmed over the course of like 5 days while I continue to deal with audio problems. And you would not believe the solution that I have ended up on to record this specific clip is I have my microphone sitting on a box. The box for my replacement microphone, the Rode microphone, you know, fancy Rode microphones that are used by tons of people. It is sitting on the box in the Amazon bag that I'm about to return it in because it's broken. So my ancient Yeti microphone, that's like 8 or 9 years old, is on that box of its competition on my lap to keep it off my desktop because I don't have like a boom arm, whatever that thing's called, while I record it, so it doesn't catch any of the noises from my desktop or the lower end of the keyboard clicks that come through my computer, through the desk wood itself, and through the microphone stand. Makes any sense? And I think this is the best that this microphone has like ever sounded for this game. Like, I have beaten all of OBS's prejudice against my microphone. I can't believe this has worked. And since this is continuing to work, we are gonna finally record the rest of this episode and just get on with it. If I make it to the end of this on time at this point, please consider subscribing. It's been one hell of a journey. Alright, so after I got the wood, I ended up going mining with my silk touch pickaxe and my regular pickaxe, and I got all this andesite and all this smooth, or I guess regular stone. And we'll see if we can do our lighthouse with the amount of wood we've got and the stone types that we've got. I haven't fully decided on a block palette, but this will be in the majority of it, and if I want to like do some flair for it later, I can. And if you're curious, I'm basing this kind of off the Ponce de Leon lighthouse that we have in Florida. And I've been to it, and it's really cool. It's really simple. Like, the real one is like bright red, and mine isn't going to be bright red. But I liked the like single color palette that it goes with. So I'm probably going to do a gradient of some kind, like stone, cobblestone, andesite, and maybe one other. But I think 3 is a strong, stable color palette. And then at the top, we'll do something fancy, I don't know. But I do not have a beacon, and I'd really like a beacon at the top, simply for like the shape of it. But I don't have one yet. I need to fight a wither to do that, and I don't have a single wither skull. Wither skulls are definitely on the list of things that I want, but not today. So if you don't know, I may put a picture of the lighthouse up, I may not, but it's really tall and really skinny. And off to the side, there's like right about where this side of the sugarcane farm is, there's this little, like, assume the lighthouse keeper's former house. It's now a gift shop, which is the perfect place. Oh, okay. Which is the perfect place to either replace the sugarcane farm or to do the storage that I was talking about for my like overflow blocks. Not sure yet, but I'm definitely gonna do the little keeper's house, and I'm gonna start doing the skeleton of this thing out of dirt, and then start replacing it with the stone, the cobblestone, and the andesite, and we'll see how far that gets. Hello, mister. Alright. That is 40 blocks tall, and I think that's enough without, like, messing up the scale entirely with the house. I may go a little bit higher for the actual crown. But I think... Oh, I'm not gonna... that good of a flyer. But I think... Here, let me... Let's see. Yeah, I think that's gonna be tall enough. I think. Should be plenty. That's 40 blocks, including the crown yet. Like that. So, if you are curious, building circles in Minecraft did not come easy to me. I have a PDF that somebody made a long time ago. I don't know where it came from. I've had this probably somewhere in my files for years. It's a helpful little circles PDF that goes from 1 to 31 for a diameter of 31 across, which is really helpful. I mean, I downloaded it before I used World Edit. And I downloaded it before I used World Edit, and yeah, I'm gonna make. And it's been really helpful in making circles. What I'm gonna do, place this, expand this out to 11, and then go up to an amount of blocks, I'm not sure yet, and then bring it in, and then bring it in a little bit more, and put it somewhere around here, and then again, so it kind of looks like a traffic cone. And then once I have the general shape and the degree, or not degree, steepness of the lighthouse and how evenly like I want to bring the slope. That's what I was looking for. Slope. See how steep I want to make it. Then I will go in with all of the stone, and I also picked up some mossy cobblestone for the base. And then I will go from there. So, I was recording a time lapse, and where there. I was recording a time lapse of me doing this, and the replay mod decided, no, we're not going to save that. It was stuck at like 56%, and it would not advance, and it wouldn't do anything. I'm like, all right. Usually, if I close Minecraft too early, it asks me if I cover the file. Maybe I'll get lucky, and that did not happen. So, sudden lighthouse appeared. Sorry about that. All I have left is I want to add some windows, and I haven't done the inside yet. That's what some of the birch is for. It's just going to be a spiral staircase. Going all the way up, probably of slabs, birch slabs, up a bit. And then I need some more glass for some windows, but I want to get roof done, and I have a bunch of different styles of deep slate here. I have some slabs, and I have some stairs, and that should be enough. What I don't have is dark oak wood that I want to use to make the railing for the observation platform, for the viewing platform. And I know where some is, so we are gonna go get some dark oak so I can make my fence. So, obviously, I've done some off-camera building. It wasn't intentional, but Replay Mod decided to add onto the pile of technical issues this week, and while it would record, it would just, like, freeze in the middle of saving files for hours, and it has stopped prompting me to, like, recover the files upon rebooting the game, so something somewhere broke, and I ran out of time to fix it. But anyway, not stopping this upload schedule, no siree, so between cuts, I finished the lighthouse and the keeper's hut. And I may swap out the birch here for spruce. I think maybe the contrast here is too high. There's nothing inside yet. No sugarcane farm. That's for later. I also did some moss block bone mealing and added in some grass, cobble, and podzol for some texturing, and left the exposed copper there to break up all the grain. I'm happy with the colors, but not yet this steep grade here. I have a little bit of a path built over there, but it's I've not settled on what exactly I want to do with it yet and where I want everything to go. And we still have the boardwalk and dock that I do want to do at a later time. I also finished Lighthouse itself, and while I'm not super happy with the proportions, like the middle bit could be a bit taller because the top third is the longest bit, and I didn't do the math properly, but I like the color palette. I like it's not really a gradient, but it's not like one solid block. But, it's good enough for what it's good for. I'm proud of the general overall vibe of what I was going for. Like, you can tell that that's a lighthouse. It's got the windows in and a birch slab spiral staircase, and all I need to sign off on it is the beacon, which needs a wither, and it still have 0 wither skulls, so that's also on the list for later. But as we fly around here, ignoring my ugly mob farm annoyingly within render distance, I think it's pretty decent progress given the hurdles this week, I think. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next episode.